Hey folks, Pastor Rocky Branch. Hope you're doing great today. I want to talk to you about something kind of important, I think, and that is special days. When were you born? Your birthday, a special time. Well, for a lot of women, they still have the birthdays. They just forget the year that they were born. But birthdays, special days, very important. Days of salvation, days when your children were born, things like maybe when you retired or when you got a job or whatever the case may be. Certainly, one of those most important times would be when you were born again. There's a lot of dates in history that are very important. They changed the world in a lot of different ways. For example, on February the 5th, 1837, Dwight L. Moody was born. What a great day that was for America, for the world actually, not just America, but for the whole world. March the 7th, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone. I mean, if it wasn't for that, we'd be laughing at each other, over the television, I guess. One of the tragic things in history was April the 20th, 1889, Adolf Hitler was born. What misery he brought the world and how tragic that is. Bob Hope was born May the 29th, rather, in 1903, and what joy Bob Hope brought the world. I mean, it's crazy how many people that he inspired and how much he did. Dates are very important, and the Bible talks about particular guidelines and lifelines, if you will, and timelines. God's concerned about your day. He's concerned about the hours you spend, the moments, the experiences you have. God cares about that sort of thing because He's a personal Savior. A lot of men, I tell them all the time, hey, don't forget your anniversary. Don't forget Valentine's Day. Don't forget Mother's Day. Don't forget your wife's birthday. Forget the year for sure, but don't forget her birthday. It's very important to think about some dates in history. One of my favorite dates in history is October the 31st, 1517. And that's when Martin Luther nailed his 95th Theses to Wittenberg to the door of the Catholic Pope and challenged him to a debate on why that only we need Jesus Christ. Dates are very important. When is an important date for you? Do you know when you were born again? Well, I don't know the exact date when I was born again, but I know the month and the year I was born again. It was January 1981. And that's something that I go back and reference. I remember when I was accepted the call to preach. I remember when I was ordained. I remember when I went to my first church, second church, third church, now the fourth church. I remember when I went into evangelism. Dates are very important because God cares about this sort of thing. Let me ask you to take care of the small things because sometimes we forget. You see, if God cares about day and night and time, then you and I ought to care about it. Time is in His hand. Do you know that's one thing that you never get back? You never get time back. Once it is gone, it's never coming back. So what you do with it is very important. You remember December the 7th, 1941? What an important date that was. Some of you already know what it is. It's when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. What a tragic situation that was. In fact, our anniversary, not on this year, of course, but our anniversary in 1980 was November 22nd, but in November 22nd, 1963 is when JFK was assassinated. Dates are very important. Let me encourage you to be aware of dates. For example, what'd you do today? On this date, the last day of May 2012, May 31, you will never get back. It's almost over. What did you do today? If you live until tomorrow, June the 1st, 2012, what will you do? You see, those times will never, ever, ever again come back. So use your time wisely. God is keeping a record, and you won't get it back. You take care of yourself. God bless you. We love you, and goodbye.